Bayern Munich have reached an agreement with Tottenham to sign Harry Kane. Darren's a big Tottenham fan. Darren, good morning. What's your take on it?
Good morning. The word I'd use is laughable. This is pathetic. I mean, 3 days before the start of the season, and if you give me 2 seconds, I could tell you why for Tottenham, from a footballing, from a financial, and from a personal view, this is the wrong decision, right? £100 million for Harry Kane, right? You couldn't replace him for $200 million. I know he's got a year left. Without Harry Kane next season, Spurs have zero chance of getting in the Champions League. I think most people would agree that. With Harry Kane, they have a chance. Maybe it's a small one, but better than zero. Right? You'll agree with me there. To get in the Champions League is worth a minimum of £70 million. Minimum. So from a footballing reason, it doesn't work. From a financial reason, sometimes you have to roll the dice. And personally, I'm a great admirer of Daniel Levy. I'd probably count him as a friend. But personally, for him, this is so the wrong decision. What he should come out and do is tell Harry Kane, you're not going. I'm not 100% convinced about Harry Kane's motives. I think he's a little bit in this for the money, which is why he's never asked for a transfer.
Yeah, but Darren, if you leave it until the end of next season, it goes for nothing.
It goes for nothing. But if you get in the Champions League this season, Jim, you get 70 or 80 million next season. Daniel, if Spurs have a bad start to this season, it was fairly toxic in that ground towards the end of last season. It'll be unbearable for him. And I know Daniel's very thick-skinned. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes that amount of abuse. Harry Kane has been a great player for Tottenham. No one can doubt that. I can guarantee you 2 things in life, Jim. Number 1, we're all going to die. And number 2, in the next 10 years, Tottenham Hotspur will not win any less trophies than they have done in the last 10 years.
I'm glad you get your 1 and 2 right. Listen, Darren, thanks for that.
He's made some good points, hasn't he? To be fair, he made some good points there. But you know, I think one thing I would say about Harry, if he does leave, you know, no player is bigger than the club. You know, the club will go on, Tottenham will go on. But I also think you don't realise how good a player or a manager is until they've left, Jim. And I think we all know how good Harry Kane is. What I'm saying is, like Darren said there, you 200 million, you're probably still not going to replace him. Yeah. How do you replace Harry Kane? And, you know, they haven't won anything since 2008. And he's right, Darren, you know, that you can't see him winning anything in the future. And without the goals, where they're going mid-table.
Well, there's another Darren who's a Spurs fan, season ticket holder. He tells us for 42 years. Everyone's missing the point, Alex. Spurs problems defending.
Well, yeah, yes, maybe, but I was just looking at Harry Kane's goal record actually in reaction to that caller who said actually he's not all that, he's not Tottenham's best player. 30 goals last season in a pretty average Tottenham side in the Premier League, 17 the previous season in 37 games, 23 the season before that, 18, 17, 30, 29, 25, 21. I would suggest that those figures, 213 Premier League goals, one behind our studio guest Tony Cottee, I would suggest those figures prove that Harry Kane is Tottenham's best player by a distance.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
100% agree.
Or sorry, should I say Harry Kane is in some company with Tony Cottee. Tony, here's the deal. Tottenham have known about this.
Yeah.
You know, Munich weren't going away. So they're back in and they've agreed a fee. So obviously, there is life without Harry Kane. They will have lined up alternatives and now they'll make the move.
Well, they should have done, Jim. Yeah, but you know, sometimes I don't know. I scratch my head. You see the going on and on and on and on, and he gets in, and you know, Daniel Levy, he's renowned for like last day deals, isn't he? You know what he's like, and I think he revels in that. You know, but you can't replace Harry Kane. I don't know how on earth Tottenham think they're going to even if you get that 95 million or whatever it is. How do you replace Harry Kane? It's impossible.
1 or 2 Tottenham fans saying, "How about Ivan Toney?" But of course, Ivan Toney can't kick a ball until the beginning of next year, can he?
No, he can't, and I think it's a real risk if you go into the season with that Richarlison as your only recognised number 9. Probably Son could play there, but it's not his best position, is it? You'd like to think that Daniel Levy and Postecoglou do have a plan. And again, in reaction to the caller who was suggesting earlier that maybe Levy should have done this deal 3 weeks ago, well, Tottenham Bayern weren't offering the type of money they are now. You know, this deal is worth more than.
To be fair, Daniel always gets the best deal for Spurs, and you can never criticise him.
No, he does. He does. There's a message from Margaret. I'm sick of the Kane saga. I'm glad it's over. It's not over yet, Margaret. We've still to hear from Harry, have we not?
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.